What's up, everyone? So one of the drinks I missed the most from the US, and this might actually come as a bit of a surprise, is Gatorade. Especially the white one. I loved the Glacier Cherry when I was growing up, but unfortunately you can't buy Gatorade here in Japan. But of course, Japan has their own version of sports drinks, which is why for today's video I'm going to be trying Japanese sports drinks. And probably drinking so much sugar my teeth fall out by the end of the video. And for this video I'll be looking at ones that are pretty easy to get, that you can find in a lot of different places. So the konbini, the supermarket, and since it's Japan, vending machines just around the city. And I'll be looking at the type of sugar in it, the macros, and of course the all-important taste. No point in drinking a sports drink if it tastes terrible. Alright, here are the 7 sports drinks, and I'm going to be working my way up from least famous to what I consider the most famous, and this is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. So we're going to start off with this Shio Tonatsu Mikan, or Salt and Summer Mikan. And I actually feel a little duped by this, because when I was looking at the label, it says it's good for sports and like really hot days, and it'll help replenish your salt, because there's a lot of salt in it. I mean, literally says salt right there. But when you actually dig a little deeper, it's missing a bunch of the elements of a really good sports drink. There's no magnesium, potassium to help replenish electrolytes. So yeah, it's mainly just salt. There's not even any vitamin C listed on the label. So I feel a little let down by this one right off the bat. That's just like drinking straight lemonade. I mean, it's going to do pretty good in the taste department, but pretty bad in everything else. And 100 mils. So this bottle is 490 mils, basically 500. So you'll want to just multiply all these numbers by 5 to get the total macros for the bottle. It has 18 calories, obviously 0 grams of protein, 0 grams of fat, 4.6 grams of carbs, which is pretty run-of-the-mill for most of these, and 0.14 grams of salt. I almost forgot. The sugar in this, the carb source, is high fructose corn syrup. So next up is this Amino Supli Plus. This one's another kind of weird one. It definitely looks like it should be a sports drink with a name like Amino Supli Plus, but it doesn't really have any potassium, magnesium, or anything like that. The things you lose when you sweat that a sports drink is supposed to replenish. But yeah, in 100 mils, this one has 16 calories, obviously 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of protein. Has 4 grams of carbs, 0.1 grams of salt, and it strangely gives a range for the vitamin C. It says anywhere from 73 to 230 milligrams. It does kind of have a bit of a medicine-y taste to it. Kind of like how your mom would put sugar in your medicine when you were a kid to help you take it. So next up is this Body Maintain, and this one's kind of unique because it's the only one that has anything supposed to help with your digestive health. I had to look up exactly what B240 was, but the full name when I looked it up was lactic acid bacterium B240. And yeah, I mean, it's just supposed to help with your gut health. I don't know much more than that. I'm not an expert. This one just has sugar, and even upon further research, this was the one I couldn't find what kind of sugar it had, not even on the internet. So it's a mystery sugar. But the macros are 18 calories in 100 milliliters. Obviously no grams of protein, no fat, 4.4 grams of carbs, and 0.13 grams of salt, with 20 milligrams of potassium, 2 milligrams of calcium, and 0.6 milligrams of magnesium. So this one is finally kind of getting into the sports drink realm that we want. This one has a weird aftertaste to it. I wonder if that's the B240. I don't know how to describe this actually. It's definitely better than the Amino Supli Plus, but not quite as good as the Salt and Summer Mikan. It's kind of like watered down Gatorade maybe. But it's not quite hitting the same spot that Gatorade would hit. So next up, VAAM Smart Fit Water. This one is lemon flavored. They also have apple flavored if that's more your thing. And this actually has 0 calories. So it's great if you're trying to lose weight. That's even their main selling point on the bottle. It's for people who move a lot and also want to lose some fat. This is the only one that actually has protein in it. It has 1.5 grams of protein in 100 mils. So if you drink this whole bottle, how many mils is this? I think this is 500 mils. So if you drink this whole bottle, you're getting 7.5 grams of protein. Not bad. More than I was expecting I get during this video. But yeah, it also has 0 grams of fat, 3.6 grams of carbs, 0.5 grams of salt. So that's a lot of salt compared to the other ones so far. 60 milligrams of potassium, 23 milligrams of calcium, and 6 milligrams of magnesium. Well, that's pretty good actually. That's just like drinking water with a little bit of lemon in it. Gives you a little bit of that lemon zest. Although lemon's a bit stronger than lemon with water, but it's kind of those vibes. Oh, and lastly, I forgot again, but the kind of sugar is trehalose or trehalose. It's the only one that has trehalose, and I think trehalose is a kind of sugar you mainly find in Japan. I think it's manufactured domestically here, so it's not high fructose corn syrup. So this one is definitely right now my winner so far. And next up is green Dakara, and this one, for the type of sugar, since I'm talking about that, it looks like high fructose corn syrup. And in terms of macros, this one has 18 calories, obviously 0 grams of protein, 0 grams of fat, because there's no amino acids in this one, and 4.4 grams of carbs, 0.1 grams of salt, and it gives a range for potassium, 5 to 15 milligrams, calcium, 0.1 to 1 milligrams, and magnesium, 0.1 to 1 milligrams. So, of the actual sports drinks, I think this is one of the more tamer ones. It has a few less things. So if you're just it's really hot, and you're walking around, you're sweating a little bit, but you're not doing anything super intense, this is probably the one to go for. And that kind of reminds me of Propel that we used to have in America. I don't know if we still have it. It's mainly water, but it kind of has a little fruity taste to it. Kind of grape, kind of lemon, I can't really tell. Take another sip. That's because it apparently has 7 kinds of fruit. Yuzu, or lemon. Yuzu is a type of lemon. Tomato, actual lemon. Shikuwasa. I don't know what that is in English actually. Orange and last grapes. That's where the grape taste comes from. So now we have the last two, Aquarius and Pocari Sweat. And these two are by far the most famous. They're in every konbini, every supermarket, and they're a competing company. So in a vending machine, you'll usually find either one of them. You rarely find both, in my experience. So I know what these taste like, because, I mean, I've had these before since they're so famous, but... Taste-wise, I'll just say it now. Taste-wise, I definitely prefer Aquarius over Pocari Sweat. But that's just a me thing. Let's see if Aquarius has the kind of sugar. Oh, it does. High fructose corn syrup. Solid. So, it has 19 calories, 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of protein, 4.7 grams of sugar, or 4.7 grams of carbs. So, I think, in terms of carbs, let me see. This Aquarius might be... Oh, no. Pocari Sweat's the highest. Pocari Sweat will have a whopping 6.2 grams of carbs in 100 mils. Where was I? Salt, 0.1 grams. Potassium, 8 milligrams. Magnesium, 1.2 grams. No calcium, like some of the other ones. So next up, Pocari Sweat. Yeah, I definitely prefer Aquarius. Pocari Sweat just has kind of a weird tang to me. I don't know how to describe it really, besides just like a weird tang. Hope that's the right word. This one doesn't list the kind of sugar on the bottle. It just says sugar, domestically produced. So I did have to do a little bit of searching, and this one also has high fructose corn syrup. Spoiler alert. But the macros, this one is the most calorie intense at 25 calories, and that's because it has 6.2 grams of carbs, the most carbs, 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of protein, 0.12 grams of salt, 20 grams of potassium, 2 milligrams of calcium, so this one actually has calcium, and 0.6 milligrams of magnesium. So I'm going to get rid of these two for now, since they're not really actual sports drinks. In my opinion. My humble opinion. And so we're left with 5. So taste-wise, I definitely think the VAAM or the Aquarius are the best. Taste-wise. Obviously, in terms of, if you lose a lot of salt when you sweat, then go with the VAAM, because that had by far the most salt. Magnesium, the most calcium, I think. Let me look at my handy dandy cheat sheet over here. Yeah, the most calcium. So if you really need to replenish your electrolytes, definitely. On a side note, a lot of Japanese people recommend drinking Pocari Sweat when you're sick. I've asked why, and I've never actually got an answer. I've just been told, I don't know, just seems to help. So it could be placebo effect, or there could actually be something special about Pocari Sweat that helps when you're sick. If you have any idea, please let me know down in the comments below, because I really want to know why people say drink Pocari Sweat when you're sick. But overall, if I had to pick one sports drink to recommend to you when you come to Japan, it would actually be this VAAM Smart Fit Water. The lemon flavor. I've never had the apple flavor, but if you want to try the apple flavor, go for it. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Just in Japan, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!